Hey, what's up, yo? I'm just giving you the 411. This is a disclaimer for this video. We're gonna make music like Flavor 4 again. Now, this is a long time speaking, but the first thing I have to state for this video, my decision to take Eddie Bing from Uncle Tommy, for every force of his bop and weave, happened after I made the decision after I got the highest dopamine of any human on the planet. And that's 70s girls playing as Jason Sparking Zero. This is part 1 of my Alpha Omega. This is the most affordable video. It's when I first got there when the game starts working. 100% magnificent. As it started off with me mixing composer, with martial arts knowing that I'm in a mental health situation. I know how to counter and every action has a reaction. I'm put in a situation where it's just one thing, what's going to happen. First of all, I knew I was an orange character named Nokia. This is a big factor. Later on, the word got so bad, I recognized I cut it in half. Some of the reasoning may be whole. After the reality show with Gom, this man literally was on his way to be one of the greatest. As the history of rappers get to owe me from Shaolin Showdown. I try to come up on an uncle when I know the first episode of Dragon Ball Z revolved around a farmer. Therefore, I knew it was Rick Ross specifically. Now, what made this more impactful was when I first got there, I still had the playlist of A&Bs. I still had literally the momentum of Timo King with its flow. Literally, if we don't know literally about the whole situation, the way I left out with Sonny was referencing flow because, he tried to trick me. Flow versus meditation, I flowed at the right time. The biggest point by hanging with people like Jesse, when you hide behind robot rap, you don't get real lyrics. You only get, fake lyrics Star Wars down talking about sucking dick. This is before Dead Vanilla came into play. The biggest aspect of flow, the fact that I have a movie coming out called Fortress of the Gothic Vampires. If you didn't know, there's a part from the well, literally, we see Bopper weaving her head. I think dinosaurs were listening to music. I was so mad, I was so fucking mad I still haven't seen a single scene with that anime today. And I knew to do an ugly thing. I grew up on the ugly thing, right? So the character I used in the hood was Lucy Heartfilia from Fairy Tail. And I used her in the form of Sunny, something inspirational. That was the very beginning. And I sang, I Hate Everything About You. See, I knew I was the best rapper in 2022. That's still in the 2000s. That's why I made my statement. That's not just, when My Little Pony came out. It was a statement as a whole because I caught everything, from the beginning of LimeWire. When people started downloading music from 2000 all the way to 2022, literally is when I became the best rapper. With the hit single Goth Pert. Also, one of the major facts of this video is I knew that the Beastie Boys, Brass Monkey, whenever literally somebody did a dance move back then, it defied humanity because you know how we're popular like and clean, right? It was the first people to wear flannels when society was truly advancing. But nevertheless, when I used Lucy, I was saying so many shit like Cassandra. Talk about yoga pants, the girls are teasing you. Yoga pants, that means you won. Back when I was in my early 20s, I never had a girl relationship. I had a girl on my nuts 24/7. On Facebook, I gave up on that shit. I said, fuck that shit. So what happened specifically is what I said, when you're making the pussy wet, you're depriving yourself of real rapper qualities. Because I stopped when I was ahead with Cassandra on Snapchat. In doing so, Lily, I said after I made Rockin' That Thing, after I was on radio, that, yo, Lily, enough, trying to work with E40. The dark skin at the light skin Akon. How about recognizing why you got so far is the exact same reason why you break up the yoga pants every morning. Now, the biggest part about Lucy is that I used to have a country build like Nelly. I knew how to fight. So one of the biggest moments with Lucy was when I threw a party with Smeggy with my Shadow clone. We played Feet for Fairy Tale. He's like, that's the only Japanese song I fuck with. And the biggest statement from working with a gang and working with Eminem was saying, I know how to rap like Eminem, but why not to? There it goes by Golden Maiden Cindy. It was so strong, Lily, when we had a group in the morning with prayer. Came out with gold, Lily, like Spirited Away. Like Sage Mode Naruto. And then John said, singing stands like this to compare it to. I was like, okay, Lily. Then I saw South Park, Lily, with the black guy twerking. And Lucy is specifically driven by the character, Lisa McDonald, which is based off my favorite black porn star, Lucy DeVale. Who has two things I put on for the Deviant account. If you don't know what the Deviant, art is, it's when Zoro fought Conklin, when Neos fought Beta. It's choreography that's within 3. Put on so much, really. I didn't think, little movements I have in the sky, I didn't think, I was gonna have use for it for the fan base. So in doing so, there's going to be an arc in Nas. It's based on the Phantom Lord arc from Fairy Tail. It came the move base, which is going to be a character that star is called Apple Sorry. This is when the game is still working, and now I do a drill for Hybison. Before we go, Lily, I have to let you know that Lily, I had a wife dating Annette before I left, who was Asian. Before, Lily, with this thing that's similar to Timothy Delgado, where we played, Lily, It's Up to You and DNA Squared. The stadium, but all the Asian people loved it. Getting Away was the hottest thing in America. Let's not forget Hypnotized, the one that absolutely Lily compares to I With Them Rider. Lily, the police cut in half sometimes is so good. Went on my walk, sent my little host, Deborah and Sydney out to Little Caesars to hit my bro to try to watch a horror movie. While simultaneously working on My Little Pony at the same time. In the video, applied Saw the lead, which was really powerful in order to show you how I mixed it. Started off the year, thinking like a bud, like if I was some sissy from Kolielko, see was a blood? Similar to our freshman year, if we were selling weed, Lily, what would I say to the cops? How would I lie? That's about blood, a different gang after all. Then I started to think like dad. It's like, no sir, opposite he, and that was just the beginning. Bitsy used Sissy is in a different context. I kept on connecting Sissy to my freshman year. As it was the exact opposite of Yubi, and Yubi is how I made Jume. Before we get on, let's say a spoiler for this video that is mandatory, so Morgan, you must watch. The final way that Gabaya beats Ezekiel is through the Moog Guitar Hero. I think that was difficult, that was absolutely confirmed Lily do this time. The way I fought got rewarded 2 times, one with the battle with Chandra and the battle with Lil Boozy. One, I got to think about my family and my Hugh Hefner, fighting and Pito at the same time. So I'll start off with Jerry Seinfeld. I'll look up the replacement's theme song, that's how far I got in the bass side. Knowing this already, when I got down for group, I knew me and Sabo were there through Multiverse Theory. Therefore, I was thinking about DG Beyblade. What you don't know about bass-side DG Beyblade is they're opposite script because Nokia is supposed to win. And the original bass-side, but DG Beyblade is the one where he's relaxed because that's one that's not a guarantee. In doing so, Lily, again we can talk about any media platform. My character Nokia landed on Naughty America, specifically with Alexis Breeze. So the game went on and so forth. What you don't know about this is I was downloading all the LimeWire videos, back in the day. So let's get on to the preacher. The main star of this aspect, Servant Jones. I became Frieza on the street. That was the main aspect because I'm adjacent, living through what his mom told him. I learned that he went to both meetings. His mom were talking about, people like me that just deal with Devario. See how he was using logic on top of wearing outfits? Tell you everything in one line. Her build was ferocious. One thing I noticed about it was so fucking crazy. I got Mirages from Max and Matt that literally doing the anime, they're gonna do a special like Vegeta with their 2 street performers, right? 2 bums. They're going to do a 4-line formation with Vegeta with 1 phone line. It was crazy. So I started off watching Devil Wears Prada. Literally, that's what I knew about adult, no Taekwondo, first off. 1 too faster, be elaborate. Don't remain 4, but recognize my 4 is everything. When I got there, I was as strong as Rad. So Lily, me and Daniela were upstairs, and we listened to, news radio. I had all those remixes of 2022. I saw the Chinky Right There remixes. That's what inspired me for my video at 29. So in doing so, everything was so confirmed to a point where I made Lego models. Around and Caleb a lot sneak dissing. I had my whole high school crew log, how popular I was the freshman Lily was showing, how as a grown man was showing, especially from Prada to Nada, a movie that looks just like Sunny. The main aspects of, 27. When I beat T.I. I was still at Alpha Omega. I had graffiti shoes that I had to throw away. The inspiration from Lego Model started from Jennifer, literally, as he had to fight Vanessa, the king of the X-Men, with Xavier, which is another cartoon that's moved by Rock, but I don't have Nessa's permission. It's really funny. This is before I uploaded Jessica shit from Thizzler. I'm warning you, another, big disclaimer for this video, after I got the Evangelion, you will understand that the greatest rapper is the nicest person. Okay, so I get there, Lily, and there's our check-in with the hip-hop Christmas, too. I love the first one, Neo, so I knew it was an Easter egg, Lily, we had a cross on his earring. It was direct, just like Jay and Georgia was direct, but that's not the point of this video. The point is, Lily, they treated it awfully. Lily, having someone popping his shirt, Lily, I check in DBZ, what's begging that somebody popping shirt, somebody looking like James? So on the streets, I started dissing James, saying, he beat James for any character. Literally, I'm as straight as strawberry shortcake. I'm like, I did everything include beat James 5 times. And guess what happened? I started dissing him every time when I knew about Shrink the World. I started saying, James is lame. All he does is ride skateboards, eat gusses, or return to fuck Catherine. It was fucking hilarious. I saw my boy Robert Lily cheating in the room. But hi, Puff for Yabba Yubi episode I left. Before shit got hectic, I was literally playing with him in group. Hi, Robert! Here, Tamika, Lily, Robert's mom, saying, shut the fuck up, you can beat my whole fucking family. Remember, you put down a tank. Somebody rewarded me, Lily, that was linear. The linear pose in front of me. Think I know he's connected to my dad. When the 2 vs 8 was working to a point where I saw a football field, I went hiking where Lisa Zapata hate Garfield the cat. The biggest lesson, that I talked about on the street where I started dancing with my girls was the ugly ones you can go faster. Sucks when I was a grown-ass man. The biggest hit on the radio, so I listened to Stand and Swing. Where every other song that breaks herself, Lily, there's this Christmas Naruto that I did with LimeWire. As soon as I went to church, Lily, every Sunday, I got Mirage or Yumi Dechi. It was 100% confirmed. 100% confirmed. The biggest part, the most prominent part, the ending of 27, was when I saw Rimu Slime, my boy Slime Drake from high school longer. Anthony Perry. What happened was I knew I was Remove Slime. That's a mainstream rapper in the build over time. I was chilling with the pastor talking like Remove Slime. What happened when I saw a movie was Kayla was in the movie. The biggest part about that was in the middle of the movie, Remove Tempest was literally splitting his hands in half, going through the water like Moses, so I was, going in the water half and half like Moses. It felt hella good. That's when my brother, picked me up. And what happened was when I got inside the car, literally what I thought about, my music radio, Spotify included. But I was thinking like Remove Slime, like, hey, how I don't have, access to money, today. Like, hey, let's throw a performance, let's, throw a pastor a check. That's the entire first half of Alpha Omega.